Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another live broadcast. I want to talk to you about investing in yourself and your business today. Now, this is a topic that comes up all the time when we're coaching and mentoring businesses, where we're talking about ways that you can improve your business or work on your personal development. And so often people find that when we're discussing this, and we talk about the options that are available to people, whether that's looking at tools and software, or whether that's courses. A lot of people see these things as costs. Now, if you're looking at the right things within your business, then those things are not actually going to be costs. They're going to be an investment. There's a very, very big difference between a cost and an investment. A lot of the time, the money that you're going to spend, if you're spending it wisely, is actually an investment into yourself or your business. And the reason for that is that you're going to get something back. Things are going to be different when you've spent that money. Whether that's going on a course or buying something that's going to be a tool or a piece of software that's going to help you to be better, then the way that you're going to improve actually is going to prove a return on investment. And exactly that, a return on investment. Think about it. You might have heard the phrase ROI, or return on investment. It is exactly that. The money that you're spending is an investment. A lot of the time people don't realize that actually, in order to progress, in order to get to a new level, in order to change the way that you operate, you actually have to spend money on certain things in order to improve and to get better. Now, of course, at different stages and in different situations and circumstances, there are a lot of things that you're not going to have to spend money on and not going to have to invest in. But I want to break down this change between the cost and investment thing. A lot of people misunderstand this all the time, and a lot of people hold themselves back from progressing, from being better, from improving, and from really moving the needle on their own personal development or their own business, because they are concerned, they're worried, they live in a place of fear in spending money. Within our business, within our organization, it's Nomad9 and In9.media. We look at the way that we can use the money that's coming into the business to improve the business all the time. How can we reinvest it? How can we make it better? How can we improve all the team members, all the systems and processes, the business as a whole? Because the more you invest into your business, the better you can make the systems and processes, the better you can make the experience for your customers, the better you can make your products and services. When it comes to personal development, you might see the difference between going to a gym and having a personal trainer as a vastly different cost, but actually, if it's the right thing for you and the commitment's there and you're working on certain things, that personal trainer investment is going to help to get you better results much quicker. Now, that's not necessarily saying that spending more money will always be better. It has to be done with due diligence. You have to look at what your options are and how you can make the most of the money that you've got. Good morning. I see someone tuning in, but I can't see who it is. It's showing me Facebook user. So hope you're having a fantastic morning this morning. Make sure that you do let me know when you're in here live or on the replay. Do let me know down in the comments, and if you've got questions or thoughts around this topic, please do get involved in the conversation down below this video. I love to get involved in conversation. I've shared already this week about how important having conversation is, and we talked about opportunities. So I want to get involved. I want to have that conversation, and I always do that in the conversation, in the comments down below, whether it's live or on the replay. I still check, I get notifications, and I come back and I'll answer those questions. I'll get involved in that conversation as well. Good to see you, Eddie. Nice to see you in the comments there. So I really want to encourage you to look at ways that you can use the money in your business, in your personal life, to improve continually. It's not about huge, massive leaps and bounds. It's about the cumulative effect of small compound changes. So it might be a very small investment, but looking at how you can continually grow, how you can continually develop. And when you realize that actually there's things that are going to fast track you, things that get you to a certain stage won't get you past that stage. They'll get you there and they'll maintain you getting similar results. But sometimes you need to change things. We talk about this all the time when we're looking at tools and software that people are using for their business, and they get a little bit attached to the tools and software, and all the time we have to ask people, how attached are you to that CRM system or that email service? Because we want to break down how much easier it would be if you were looking at doing more or growing the business to a whole new level. That service might not provide what you need, or when it does, it might actually become less cost efficient. So when we talk about that, spending money within your business to improve yourself or your business systems and processes, you've got to look at, when you're spending money, how am I going to start to make that money really work for me? It's the same as when you go into the world of doing content creation for your business. Some people see that as a cost to the business, but let me break down why that's not a cost, but it's actually an investment. If you're doing content creation, you're creating what we refer to as digital assets. Those digital assets are things that are going to serve your business for far longer than the time, effort, energy, and money that it takes to create them. Whether it's time, effort, and energy that you're putting in, whether it's finance that you're getting someone to help you create that content, whether it's videos or blogs or social media graphics and status updates, whatever that looks like, investing into those things creates you digital assets. The reason a lot of people don't see this as an investment and rather see it as a cost is because they do what we refer to as set and forget. They create something, use it once, and they don't reuse it. So if you've written a blog, when did you last share it? When did you last refer back to it? You'll notice even in this video, I've referred to videos that I recorded earlier this week that talk about certain things. So how are you utilizing the digital assets that you're creating if you're spending time creating them, or if you're investing money into creating them? About a decade ago, I created a system that helped me to create content at scale, which we now provide as a service to customers, called the Content Creation Machine. Now, the reason that's such an easy product and service to sell to people is because it's something that makes their life easier. You'll notice if I answer the phone, I tend to answer, how can I make your life easier? And I'm focused on removing the overwhelm through the agency. When the team are talking about anything, it's always focused on removing the overwhelm for people. When it's that side, I've really got to encourage you to look at, how are you investing? Where are you investing? Whether it's time or money, you are investing into the right things. It's easy to get swept up in the latest trend, the latest course, but you have to put your time, effort, and energy in the right places. And especially when you're spending money, nobody likes spending money and not getting something back for it. The very phrase return on investment reminds us that the money we spend on our growth and our personal development, whether it's business or personal, is all an investment when it's done right. The investment side, remember, just like investments, if you were to go and invest into stocks and shares, that can be good or bad. So it's super important that you do your due diligence. Good morning, Paul. Really nice to see you on the broadcast. It's really important that you check and do your due diligence. There's lots of people who are going to say that there's lots of things that they can do or that they can offer or ways that they can help. It's down to you to make sure that those people have the right skills, they have the capability, and maybe even that they've got the capacity. There are sometimes people that you're going to come across who are going to offer to help with things where they may actually be overstretching either their skills or the time and capacity that they've got to help you. So make sure you do your due diligence and check that they've got an understanding and knowledge and expertise, and even ask for proven case studies or background on how they've achieved things before, or like for like things that they've done in the past. Whenever I talk about how we can help people, I always reference previous case studies, people we've worked with, to reassure people and help people to understand the level at which we play. So when I say we've worked with people all the way from solo entrepreneurs all the way through to people like the BBC and Microsoft, that gives a little level playing field to people to understand that no matter where they are on that spectrum, we've helped people there. Now, the reason for that is because we focus on removing overwhelm for people, and that's at a personal level. So whether you're a CEO or whether you're an employee, we're there to help and to support. So think about this: when you're looking for help, when you're looking for software, when you're looking for ways you can grow, either personally or in your business, remember that it's going to cost and it's going to be an investment. So you're going to have to put money in to help accelerate that growth. It's similar to thinking about if you had a fire burning, you can put an accelerant on it to make that a much bigger fire much quicker. I like when we talk about passion and getting excited about things, we talk about being on fire. And I want you to think about that. Remember that changing what you're doing, where you're spending your time, effort, and energy, where you're spending your money and where you're investing, that's going to help you when you're focused on the right things to accelerate your growth, to accelerate the development, to accelerate the results you're getting. Whenever I talk about spending money on content or maybe even advertising, I talk about the fact that if you were to spend £1, $1 and get 5 back, how much would you spend? And the reality is most people, when they understand it, realize that that's not a losing battle. As long as you're looking at the time frame that investment comes back in, you can't lose in that situation. If you're guaranteeing that you're getting that, or if it's a predictable, then that's what I'm going to suggest. So really, really important. Good morning, Alex. Nice to see you in on the broadcast as well. Hope you're well. Nice to catch you on TikTok recently, and thanks for the nudge on that. So remember today, when you're looking at your own personal growth, when you're looking at your development, when you're growing your business, the things that you choose to spend your money on are an investment, whether that's content creation, whether it's a software, whether it's a course that you go on. When you choose them well and you're focused on what the outcomes and results will be, then that is going to be an investment. We specifically help people with content creation, whether that's educating them about it or helping them to do it. So I want to talk from that side for a minute, that the content you're creating is a digital asset. So let me help you understand. When you spend money on creating a video, writing a blog, creating social media updates, those things you create are things that will serve your business for longer than the time, effort, energy, and money it takes to create them. When you write that blog, you can refer back to it. Maybe you write a blog that answers a customer's question. That means the next time somebody has that question, you can use it as a resource to help better serve the next customer. So it becomes a digital asset. It's down to you as a business owner to go back and refer to that. It's the same in our personal lives. If we exercise to get fitter, and then maybe we slip a little bit, maybe we have a few too many takeaways, but the reality is you've now got the skill set, you've done the exercises, you've seen the results, and you know it's possible to do it again. So this applies in your personal life as well as in your business. So think about where you're spending your time, effort, energy, and money, and is it being wisely spent? A lot of the time within the organization, we'll look at new pieces of equipment, new softwares and things like that, and have a very open conversation with the team about why we invest so heavily back into softwares and equipment and into the systems and processes within the business. If there's a new software that makes our life easier and it's under a certain amount of money, we've already pre-approved it. So we can start to do that, we can test it, we can see if it's working, and then we can improve. You've got to track, you've got to measure, you've got to look at the return on investment, but remember it's exactly that. It's an investment, it's not a cost when you're doing things right. I'd love to know if you've ever found yourself watching and pinching on the pennies when really deep down you know that the thing that you're looking at or you're considering will be a wise investment, but something is holding you back. Let me know down in the comments, live or on the replay, because I'll come back and we'll have a conversation about this. I want to know, be really, really honest here, because the more honest you are with me, the more you open up, the more I'm going to be able to help you to get past that fear, to understand how you can move the needle on this. Because a lot of people struggle with this. You're not alone if you've ever struggled with thinking, oh, that's a little bit too much, I don't know if I should do it, and that's actually put a delay in your process of improvement. I know for sure, because we've offered things all the way from free trainings all the way through to one-to-one mentoring that we provide, that some people would have benefited from moving faster in that process, but it's their decision to make, and we'll never pressure anyone to do that. We know that some people need that next step, but they've got to get to the realization and the understanding that that investment is the thing they need. And that's not just a financial investment, it's a time and a commitment investment, and that's true of anything. You can't just hire a personal trainer and get fitter, you've got to put the work in. The same is true of a lot of personal development, a lot of business development. There's going to be not just financial investment, but actually time, effort, and energy invested as well. So what area would you most like to grow in personally or in your business, let me know down in the comments, and let's have a conversation about what little things you could do. Because remember, it's not about huge leaps and bounds, it's about really focusing and nailing down into what is the best investment for you right now to move the needle. And that investment today might not be the same investment as in a month or in 3 months down the line, because as you improve, the way that you then do things for the next stage of improvement might change. So let me know in the comments what you'd love to improve the most right now. Remember, you can do it even if you're on the replay, but especially if you're in live. I'd love to help you out. Let me know what area you'd like to improve on the most, and let's get you some help. Paul, I can see you down there talking about being fired up, and also procrastination. This is a really big thing. So when I talk about removing the overwhelm, a lot of people, Paul, you'll probably relate to this, in the fact that procrastination, that people are putting things off, they're worrying, they're stressing about things. The reality is, when you're looking at making that improvement, like I said, marginal improvement continually will have a compound effect and give you huge change in your situation, in your development. And the reality is, most people live in a place of fear or worry when it comes to procrastination, or maybe they just like more information. Now, you need to set a bar of how much information you need to make decisions, and you need to make quicker decisions, but maybe with a lower commitment level. So actually looking at how can I do something to prove a result so that each decision becomes easier. Once you make a decision and get a result, it's easier to make the next decision. But if you're not moving, if you're not making those first decisions, it becomes harder to make the bigger decisions later on. Hopefully this is making sense. It's really, really important that you understand that decision making, actually you can get to decision fatigue. And this is, if you've not heard about it, people like Mark Zuckerberg, who wears very similar clothes all the time, are removing decisions for menial decisions in their day, like choosing what to wear, so that they don't get decision fatigue. And I don't want you to ever suffer with decision fatigue. So think about where's important for you to spend your brain power to improve personally or in your business, so that you can get the very best from your investment. And remember, investment's not just money. It can be time, effort, and energy as well. And in fact, quite often it's money and time, effort, and energy. Same as when we do the content creation machine with people, we actually remove a lot of the work, but there's still a commitment for people to show up, to create video, and to help us to understand what they do and how they help people, so that we can then spread that word, create those blogs, write those messages, create those status updates, get those graphics ready. We want to use, we refer to it as taking the knowledge from your head and getting it online. So there's a financial investment, but there's also a time, effort, and energy investment. And this is the same when you're investing in yourself or your business. Look at how you can do that, how you can make it the most effective and the most efficient use of your time. And I look forward to hearing about how you're going to move the needle over the next few weeks, months, and years by making really small marginal changes and understanding that it's not a cost, but it's an investment. So make sure you're wisely investing your time, effort, energy, and money, so that you can get the very best ROI, return on investment, because it is an investment and it will help you long term when you make the right decisions. Thanks so much for spending a bit of time with me. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway down in the comments. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you have an incredible morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will catch you for another live stream very soon.